Rachel Zegler, the actress once hailed as the future of Disney, has become the target of a biting parody from none other than The Simpsons. Their upcoming episode, bluntly titled Snow Woke the Reimagining, takes direct aim at her. And trust me, it's not the kind of gentle satire they usually reserve for offhanded jokes. This time, they're going in full force. And it couldn't have come at a worse moment for a star whose career is already fighting an uphill battle. Normally, The Simpsons might poke fun at celebrities with an affectionate nudge or a playful wink. Not this time. Reports say the episode shamelessly roasts Rachel's public image, portraying her as tone-deaf and self-important. Her character in the spoof apparently doubles down on every criticism fans have had for her, from dismissing fairy tale traditions to trivializing classic storylines. Insiders at the network reveal that while the script itself is comical, the real sting lies in the timing. Rachel has spent the past year dealing with viral interview clips, a box office flop, and an industry that suddenly seems a lot less interested in spotlighting her talents. Now, just as she's trying to move past the headlines, one of TV's longest-running shows has decided to etch her controversy into animated history. For The Simpsons, this is just another day. Roast a cultural misstep, turn it into viral content, and move on. But for Rachel, a direct lampoon from an institution with worldwide influence is practically a worst-case scenario. Everyone knows that The Simpsons parodies often linger in public memory for years, if not decades. Once they poke fun at something, that moment becomes part of popular culture forever. Whether she's prepared or not, Rachel's name is about to become linked to a scathing cartoon portrayal she probably never wanted. Rewind to just a couple of years ago, and Rachel Zegler seemed unstoppable. Her portrayal in West Side Story garnered critical acclaim, marking her as a breakout star with the potential to reshape Hollywood's younger generation of talent. Fans and critics alike praised her vocal range, her on-screen presence, and her bright, energetic interviews. Many predicted that she'd land major roles for years to come. At that point, being cast as the lead in Disney's live-action Snow White felt like the logical next step. It's one of the most iconic characters in the Disney pantheon, and for a rising star, it was supposed to be a golden ticket, an opportunity to become a household name. Yet the moment her casting was announced, skeptics questioned how this new Snow White might diverge from the original classic. Would it preserve the heart of the story, or transform it into something unrecognizable? Nobody expected the answer to spark a controversy that continues to intensify, eventually pulling The Simpsons into the fray. So how did this fairy tale opportunity become a nightmare? Part of the blame rests on a set of viral interviews that showcased Rachel openly critiquing the 1937 cartoon. According to her, the original was antiquated and sorely in need of an overhaul. She argued that Snow White deserved a modern storyline focusing on leadership and personal independence, apparently ditching the classic love angle. In isolation, these comments might have seemed bold or forward-thinking. But as they piled up, fans started to wonder, did Rachel genuinely respect the source material at all? Clips circulated where she described the prince as a borderline stalker and the entire plot as outdated. The internet pounced, accusing her of mocking a cherished story she was hired to represent. Disney enthusiasts who grew up adoring the film were furious. Critics pointed out that it's possible to modernize an old tale without ridiculing it. Rachel's remarks, however, felt more dismissive than thoughtful. To many, she came across as out of touch, especially when she joked that she didn't need the business of those who disliked her perspective. While chaos engulfed social media, Disney maintained a strikingly neutral stance. Executives didn't launch a robust PR campaign to quell the uproar, nor did they rein Rachel in. That might have been a tactic. Let the controversy simmer and hope the film's eventual release would fix everything. Instead, it backfired. Audiences walked into theaters to see a Snow White that bore little resemblance to the original. Iconic elements like the Seven Dwarfs were either replaced or drastically altered, leaving a story so stripped of familiar charm that many asked if it even deserved the same title. Then came the box office numbers, and they were sobering. Despite Disney's marketing machine, the film failed to generate anything close to the studio's usual standards. Analysts called it a cultural miss, pointing to the yawning gap between the brand's expectations and public reception. Rachel Zegler, who should have emerged from this project as a beloved Disney icon, instead found herself labeled as the face of a misguided reimagining. Of course, the controversy didn't stop at just the movie. Rumors swirled about tensions between Rachel and her co-star Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen. Observers at press events noticed forced smiles and stiff body language, fueling speculation that Gadot was quietly distancing herself from the fiasco. On top of that, fan blogs pointed out that Rachel no longer seemed to carry the same star power she had after West Side Story. She'd gone from a bright young talent to someone overshadowed by negative buzz. In Hollywood, image is everything, and Rachel's image took a serious beating. Stories of behind-the-scenes friction added even more drama, suggesting that the actress's attitude had rubbed certain people the wrong way. Rumblings about lost roles and canceled voiceover gigs started circulating, amplifying the sense that her career was no longer the sure bet it once was. Some fans insisted her stance was simply woke, but others saw it as arrogance, too eager to tear down a classic rather than gently update it for new audiences. Now, The Simpsons is about to give its take. Known for poking at headlines and cultural missteps, the show's writers are focusing their comedic lens on the meltdown surrounding Snow White. The parody is rumored to depict Rachel's animated counterpart as someone who never misses a chance to lecture others on outdated fairy tale tropes, earning eye rolls from the Springfield community. While that might seem harmless on paper, The Simpsons' legacy for capturing cultural moments can't be overstated. A single well-aimed episode can seal someone's reputation, possibly for years. Getting lampooned by The Simpsons is often viewed as a rite of passage, a testament that your story has gone mainstream. But for Rachel Zegler, it feels more like a harsh indictment. In the public's mind, it takes her from "she messed up the Disney classic" to "she's a punchline even among cartoon characters." The difference between mild teasing and a full-blown comedic takedown lies in the context. And in Rachel's case, the context is painfully clear. She's seen as the actress who disrespected a classic and helped tank a major studio release. The final question is whether Rachel can recover. Hollywood might be forgiving when it comes to reinvention stories, but redemption isn't guaranteed. She's already seen one of the biggest studios in the world distance itself, and now The Simpsons is about to immortalize her perceived missteps. If she wants to bounce back, she'll have to navigate the industry more carefully than ever. Maybe even show some contrition about how she handled the original Snow White. At this point, fans are left wondering if she'll learn from the backlash or dig her heels in deeper. In a landscape that thrives on comebacks, anything is possible. Still, the damage is done. Between the underwhelming box office numbers, the widely publicized behind-the-scenes tension, and the comedic hammer The Simpsons is about to drop, Rachel's rise to stardom has taken a detour few would have predicted a year ago. Whether the actress manages to rebuild or winds up another footnote in Hollywood's scrapbook of cautionary tales remains to be seen. But one thing's certain: her name, her controversy, and that ill-fated Snow White remake have now achieved a form of fame neither Disney nor Rachel Zegler ever intended. And with The Simpsons set to roast her on prime time, it's safe to say this isn't the storybook ending anyone hoped for. At the same time, there's a wider conversation unfolding about how studios handle beloved classics in the modern age. Audiences still crave the nostalgia that Disney built its kingdom upon, yet they also expect creative evolution. Striking that balance requires a delicate touch, one that avoids alienating loyal fans while gently introducing new ideas. For many, the backlash against Snow White isn't about rejecting progress or inclusivity. It's about a sense of betrayal when a timeless tale is recast so drastically that its original charm disappears. With millions invested in these adaptations, studios can't afford to dismiss fan reactions, especially in an era where online discourse amplifies every misstep. And that's the real challenge for both Rachel Zegler and Disney moving forward, learning when to stick to tradition and when to innovate. Overstepping that line doesn't just mean a project underperforms, it can turn an up-and-coming star into a lightning rod for fan ire and transform a trusted studio into an object of ridicule. Perhaps this Simpsons episode will serve as a cautionary reminder that while Hollywood loves rewriting classics, audiences love them for what they were in the first place.